Hello, my beautiful ducklings. It's your friendly puppeteer, and I'm back again with another Steven Universe vlog. I'm sorry my room is a little bit messy. We have an extra house guest staying over, and he's in my room. But nevertheless, let's talk about the episode, which was... I'm gonna give you the plot. So, Steven, as a reward, to reward the crystal gems for completing a mission with these little spiky thingies, he takes them to the Beach City Arcade, where there's games and arcade-like games, and that's all. And, obviously the Crystal Gems have never played arcade games before, so this is their first time, and, Garnet gets invested into a game called Meat Shaker Maker or something. It's like one of those dance rhythm games, but it's like you have maracas, and it's like chick, 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 chick with the rhythm, except instead of maracas, they were pieces of meat, and that was just really funny. But then Garnet gets almost addicted to the game, to the point that she will not come out and help the Crystal Gems when a herd of those little drill things come back and try to attack them. So Steven has to either, has to try to get Garnet out of her trance with the game, or beat her in the two-player mode. And in the end, he doesn't beat her in the two-player mode, and he rips off one of the pieces of the arcade game, smashes it against the arcade game, and it is destroyed, and Garnet is back to her normal, awesome, coolest of the show gem self. So, with something like that, because, you might know that I like video games, and I like old-style video games, but with something like that, why wouldn't I like the episode like I hinted towards in the beginning of the vlog? Well, I'm gonna leave that off till the next part, but first let's talk about the good. And what's good in this episode is good. There are very funny scenes, mostly in the arcade, of Pearl. She gets one of those racing, like, Mario Kart style games, and you, like, sit in the seat, and the screen is in front of you, and you have to turn the race car with a little wheel. You got a little gas pedal on your feet, and she's like, "Where's the turn signal?" And because she's trying to be a safe driver, but, as you probably know, the point of the game is to pretty much mindlessly crash into random anything, cars and Eiffel Tower, if you played that one. God, all the quarters I spent on that game. That's a story for another video. And she keeps getting a little notice from the machine telling her that she's doing horrible when she's actually, like, going slow and watching the road and everything. And then when she leaves the game, something hits her and it explodes, and the game goes, "You're doing great!" That was pretty funny. Amethyst learns how to play skis ball, and she sees that Onion got a moped or something when he got enough tickets, which was... because, Steven's like, "Onion is a master at skis ball." And then Onion gives the guy a whole bunch of tickets, and he just drops a moped right on his face. It's funny. I like Onion. He's a little vault boy. And so then Amethyst goes to the top of the machine where, like, the circles are, and she's just throwing the skis balls into the circle, and, like, a whole bunch of tickets are coming out, and that was pretty funny. And there's a really good spot of animation where, in the beginning, this big crystal thing comes out of the ground, and Garnet runs at it, and she runs on the tentacles, and she goes under, and she punches the borderline inappropriately designed monster in its borderline inappropriately designed bare spot, and it explodes but when she's running on the tentacles, it's a really nice spot of animation, and it isn't like how do I give an example? Sometimes in, say, The Iron Giant. The Iron Giant, one of my favorite movies, just putting that out there. The Iron Giant, you got everything else is in 2D, but the Iron Giant himself is CGI animated, and his animation is really nice. Well, not compared to the 2D, but still, it's really nice. But it definitely shows at times because he is computer generated, and it looks kind of strange with the 2D animated ones. That they do that sometimes in TV shows. Like, there was a Simpsons episode recently, and Mr. Simpson, Homer Simpson and this Japanese guy, they go into, like, a world of anime references, and Apu's house turns into, like, a robot, but it's not, like, normally animated. It's, like, CGI, and it's really distracting, and it doesn't look that good. And in Pokemon, the lady, I can't remember her name, I'm sorry. The lady that turns all the other Pokemon into bronze, her giant ship, it's CGI, but the animation is really nice. But it's really distracting while everything else is anime. So, but this part is 100% the normal 2D style, and I didn't think they'd do something like that, but they did, and it looks really good. But the things I don't like about this episode, there's only one. But the sad thing is that kind of ruins most of the episode for me. There's a scene, and Steven's like, "Come on, Garnet, snap out of it!" And he climbs up Garnet, which is pretty funny. He's like, "Why are you so hard to climb?" And then he takes her glasses, and he rips them off her face. And Garnet has 2 eyes, you know, normal. And then a 3rd eye at the top. She has 3 eyes. 3 eyes. She has 3 eyes. She has one there, and one there. And the one on the top is like all. I mean, it's a strange enough image, with at least eyeballs on Garnet's body, but 3 eyeballs on Garnet's body. I mean, if they just did 2 eyeballs, then I'd be like, oh, okay, you know. I really wish they didn't show her eyes, but, you know, she has 2 eyeballs, it's normal. But then she has 3 eyeballs, and the 3rd eyeball is, like, multicolored, and it's, like, going back and forth, and they remain, they like, focus on that, like, they just focus on her in the background with 3 eyeballs, and the one on the top is, like, but, like, for at least the last third of the episode, and it's really strange. It's you wouldn't, if you heard me talking about it, you'd be like, oh, well, you know, it doesn't sound that weird. But if you've watched all the episodes and you've established that Garnet is, you know, she's strong, I'm not going to say what I'm about to say. She's definitely, like, the leader of the team, and you wouldn't walk up to her and be like, hey, Garnet, you're stinky, ha ha ha. You know, you kind of wouldn't want to joke around with her. Seeing her with a silly design, not silly, with silly expressions with 3 eyes on her face, kind of takes away a little bit of dignity from her, and I really didn't like that at all. She's still my favorite, but it's really strange, and it made me feel uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. But besides that, nothing else to talk about. I guess I'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to give that like button, maybe a lick, or maybe even sneeze on it if you want. You know, if you're into that kind of thing. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye. Oh, that's not good.